So slight change of plan. I got my final coat of grey paint on, came up once it dried off, and there was the odd bit that just looked a bit see-through, so I wasn't really happy. So unfortunately, I was going to come up tomorrow and start doing all the architrave and skirting, but instead I've ended up back up on a Sunday getting a fourth coat of paint on, which was my grey. So that is the final coat. That's now dried off. I did that about 2 hours ago. I didn't film that. And we're in a position now where I've just remembered I've got to do the caulking, so I'm back up again now. Sunday evening, it's about 4:30. So I'm going to get the light sand of the skirting board. Once I've done that, I'll go around with the hoover, get all the dust off. I'm going to go around, caulk all the skirting, all the architrave, and then hopefully by tomorrow morning, which is Monday, I've got a day off work, so I'm going to try and do a few coats of water-based gloss with a light sand in between. So let's see how we get on. So just using the no-nonsense decorators caulk from Screwfix. I'm going to cut the lid off with my knife like that. And when it comes to caulking, I'm not too fussy. I'm just going to cut that off at a slight angle. Now I'm just going to pop this into my gun. There we go. Then once I drive the caulk down any gaps behind the skirting board or architrave, I'm just using my Kramer kit. It's like the sealant or silicone profiling kit. I got the kit 7, which in this you've just got a few extra bits, a few extra profilers, and you've got the knife there for digging out old sealant and that. Now we're not obviously doing that today, this is just the caulking. And you've got different sizes on this kit. So if you look, you've got different profiles on the corners for different things. Nice little case as well, holds it all in place. But like I said, we're only doing caulking today, and for the purpose of what I'm doing, I'm going to use this square edge there, and my plan is to wedge all the silicone behind the skirting, and then I'm just going to rub this off neat with the top of the skirting. So I don't want any of this creating any sort of profile or bead up on the wall. Where I painted the wall, I'm going to rub this off flush with the top of the skirting, so I only want to fill the back of the gap. So when I gloss it, I want a nice clean line across the top of my skirting board and architrave. So hopefully this should do the trick. And using that square edge, I'm just going to run this back towards me now. Back again, and today we're just finishing off a few bits and bobs really. There's a few holes over there in the door frame that I've got to fill with my 2-part wood filler. That should go off in about 20 minutes. I can then sand it back, and I'm going to get some gloss on that to try and finish off these door frames. Then you'll see down here behind me there was one length of skirting board that I didn't manage to do with the gloss the other day, so I'm going to go over that now and give that a gloss, a little sand back first as well. started this about 20 minutes ago, and what I love about this product is how quick it goes off. There's a lot of really good like multi-purpose fillers which for DIYers are absolutely fine, but they just take a lot longer to go off. But this one here, this Ronseal wood filler, and I'm sure there's other ones that are just as good. This is the one I've been using, and it's really good just for filling these holes, because if you just want to get on with the job, I've done this. By the time I've cleaned up, I've just gone and brought a few things up into the loft. It's dry, so I can get on with sanding this, and I can get the gloss on straight away, and I can finish all that, and then I can go on to painting the masonry paint on the chimney as a separate job, which I'd rather do. Whereas if you're waiting for stuff to go off, you're often looking for jobs to do in between. But I can highly recommend this one. This particular one is the white, and obviously I'm going over this with gloss. You can buy it in like a wood finish. They say you can stain it, I think. I'm not entirely sure how it would come out, the wood one, but you know, you can give it a go and let me know in the comments below if you like. Right, so while I'm waiting for filler and gloss and whatnot to dry, I'm going to actually start putting the masonry paint on, and I've taken a bit of a chance on this. It's the B&Q Classic Oakland, and that's purely because of the colour. I've never used it before, it might not be any good. The reviews say it's pretty good. Colour, I'm a bit twitchy bum time with this, because once it goes on, that's it. I'm not buying another one, and hopefully it's the right colour. For this, I'm simply pouring it out in a tray. I'm just using a standard brush here. It's not a masonry brush, that's just a normal, I think it's mixed bristle and synthetic, and that's just to get into the corners, and then I'm using a masonry roller and a masonry sleeve to get the paint on the wall, and that's it. So the colour looks good. I'm just going to give this a stir now with my stirrer that I've used before. Don't panic, the white paint has gone off on this stick, it's not fresh. Hopefully none of the bits will come off, although I do find masonry paint's a bit more forgiving anyway. Yeah, that actually looks like quite a nice colour, I'm happy with that. I've done the hip rafters as well, painted all over now, up there, back down the other side, so it's all looking good now, and the ridge board as well, the old existing ridge board, the bit that's on show. So at the moment I really am bouncing around between different jobs, so now I'm going to go back over on a door frame, sand off a bit of wood filler, and then get some gloss on that, and a bit on the skirting board that I missed. So the chimney breast painted, all the skirting boards are glossed, architrave glossed and caulked. We've done all the door frames, caulked and glossed, filled over the screw heads. The only thing I've got to do is give that a light sand and go back over it again. I've caulked around all the Velux windows and chipped away any slight bits of rough plaster or paint, so they're all sorted. You can see all the way around there as well, so all looking pretty good now.